What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Headmaster's Mindwipe. So this is a retro reissue. They've redone a little bit of it, the paint, the colors. Mostly it's the same, but here it is. This is Mindwipe. Turns into a bat. He does come slightly mistransformed in the box. I'm just going to show you how to kind of fix him up. So you can see there's tabs here on the side, and the wings are just going to plug into those tabs. So you're going to kind of pull this down and then plug that in. And on the back, it does tab in there as well. Right. Then you're going to take these feet, and there's a tab right here that's going to go into the top of the feet. So you can just get that tabbed in there. Nothing too complicated, just want to show you it does come mistransformed, so you do have to fix it up a little bit. And there you go, there's the fixed version. You can also take this piece, so this comes in the box separately. You can fold this up, and then this can become a tail. There's probably a couple of ways you can do it, but this is probably the best looking way, is to get it in like that. If you want, you can fold this piece out to form the rest of the tail. But there he is, pretty cool looking in his bat mode here. The mouth does open and close just like the original. The teeth are painted that silver color. The eyes are painted the beady red. Head is pretty much all this colored plastic. You do have paint on these wings. They're maroon on the inside and then purple on the outside. You have paint down here, silver, and then the silver Decepticon logo. The feet here are painted black. And that's really about it for the paint. I guess this piece is also painted purple, and then you got the purple paint here with the Decepticon logo, which we'll see more in the robot mode. Pretty good looking overall. You do have some accessories, so you have this gun, which you can just fit right onto his wing and sort of just hide away. If you don't like that there, you can also put it here on his back. Kind of like a even longer tail. You can also take the Headmaster. So here is the Headmaster. Let's get in a little bit closer on this guy. So there's the Headmaster. He does have paint on the face, and that's about it. And then of course you've got paint on the actual robot head, which we'll take a look at more in robot mode. This works just the same as all the other Headmasters. You got 2 pins at the hips and knees, and then ball jointed arms, and then the head rotates. But you can take this guy, fold him at his knees like this, and then you're going to take his chest panel, open this up, and there's a nice little seat there, and there's a slot for this tab on the back of his feet. So go ahead and get him in there, and then get his feet plugged in to that bottom part, and then he's solid in there. You can close this up, and now we can ride around in his Headmaster, which is pretty cool. These wings do articulate. You can articulate them here at this joint, and also at this joint, and also at this joint. So if you wanted to close up his wings to cover up his body, you could, like that. So there he is with the Kingdom Optimus Primal, and looks pretty good. Obviously, you know, smaller bat mode, but decent scale. You could fit this in with any of your retail lines if you wanted to. Now let's get this guy transformed into his robot mode. Fairly simple. Go ahead and take this, unpeg that, and set that aside. And we can unpeg these legs from the bottom of the wings. Those are going to fold down. Go ahead and open these up. And you can actually see they're going to become the arms, even though they're legs in the bat mode. So you can just leave those there for now, because we're going to do a little bit more work here. Go ahead and unpeg these wings from the side. Go ahead and make sure you get the Headmaster out of here. It's a little bit tricky once you get those legs pegged in, so you kind of have to dig out his feet. And I did knock off this here, so you can just get that back on there. Close that up. And just set the Headmaster aside for a second. Right, now we can bring this head down and get it pegged in right here. And that's just going to sit like that. Go ahead and take these, which are going to become the legs, and fold them up. You're basically going to make a box out of this. It's interesting the way they design this. These two do kind of peg together. And then this kind of just folds in and sits inside there. Then fold the foot down. Same on this side. Go ahead and fold this in. Fold this piece in. And then fold down and tab that in. And it's this part that's tabbing in. And fold the foot down. So there is back pieces. Go ahead and take this and fold this up and around to make his back wings. Take the arms and fold those down on these pieces and rotate around here. Same on this side, rotate around, fold it down. Then we can take his headmaster or his head, fold down the legs, just like every other headmaster. You do want the face facing forward. At least I find that that's the best configuration. And there we have his head. And then finally we can take his weapons. So this one just pegs into his hand. He does have ports on the side, so if you want to port it in, you can take this one and open up this here, and you can port this into his arm. And there you have Mindwipe, all transformed up into robot mode. Pretty good looking robot mode. I think they did a good job with the sculpt and the paint. So you can see you've got, paint on the face. Let's get in closer on that face sculpt. It's a little weird. I mean, it's okay. It's not bad at all. I just think the mouth is a little bit off, but overall pretty good. You do have some nice paint and detail on the chest. There's a lot of sculpted detail on this guy, which is interesting. It makes it interesting to look at. The arms are painted, this purple. The chest is painted. I believe the legs are fully painted. I might be wrong, but that might be just shiny plastic. And I think that's it for paint. Here's the back. Pretty clean. It does have his bat head here. You can close up the mouth on his back. But overall, pretty good looking bat mode. Let's bring in a figure for comparison. And with the Optimus Primal recent figure from the Kingdom line, about the same size, maybe a little bit shorter, but he could fit in with your Beast Wars line or your G1 Earthrise line. Really, it's sized to fit in with that whole deluxe scale. Let's go over articulation on this guy. So the head is on this joint from the Headmaster, so it goes a little bit up, a little bit down, rotates all the way around, and he gets a little bit of side to side. The arms are on this joint here, but also on that inner joint there for transformation, so you can get it way up like that. Rotates all the way around on that ball joint. Rotation at the bicep. Double jointed elbow gets you the full bend, which is nice. No wrist rotation or anything like that. The wrist does go downwards, but that's not really articulation. You do have a waist rotation all the way around freely. The wings do articulate back and forth, so you can have different angles if you like a little bit back. I prefer them to have a little bit back. The legs rotate up to there, back to there, out to there. Looks like there is a ratchet going in and out. Soft ratchet. You do have a knee bend here. The shins are very high on this guy, so the knees, it just basically fully covers up the thigh, which is a little weird the way they've done that. You do have a thigh rotation. Goes all the way around. You have ankle tilt this way, but no ankle rocker, and so he's pretty much fixed on how wide he can get because the ankle tilt is limited. But yeah, he's a little awkward to pose because of that, but you can get him in some good poses if you need to. So final thoughts on Mindwipe. He's pretty cool. It is obviously a reissue. The colors are nice. I do like the choice of paint and colors overall. Because of his proportions, he does feel, I don't know, have you ever seen like one of those shows where they take, an adult show and then make them into babies? That's kind of what this feels like. It feels like they took Mindwipe and instead of an adult version of Mindwipe, you got a baby version of Mindwipe. That's kind of what this feels like. It's like his proportions are shrunk down and he's just, a little awkward. Brainstorm didn't feel like this. And neither did Hardhead, although Hardhead was a little bit awkward proportions. But this one especially feels, just feels shrunken down. And it's awkwardly proportions. I think it's the legs and maybe the ankles. Those exaggerated proportions, kind of like what you get when you get one of those, ultra deformed or super deformed figures. It kind of reminds me of that. It's just the proportions are really weird. And I think it's really due to the very large ankles. But other than that, I think it's really cool. I think it's nice that they're reissuing these guys for people who didn't get it the first time. Or if you did get it the first time and you weren't happy with the color scheme, you can get these to upgrade. So that's really it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.